I'm Christy. I'm going to demonstrate how to make a cream so that you can add your essential oils to the base cream. It makes a large recipe, so as you get started you can save it all at the end and you can divide it into your jars as you get ready to add your oils. So I'm going to demonstrate first how to make the base cream, and then from there I'll show you what I do after that. So the raw shea butter starts out like a big block of Play-Doh, okay? So it kind of starts and it's really hard. So I kind of break it up, and if you're using a hand mixer, you're gonna need to break it up into smaller pieces. But I just break it up into some large chunks and I put it into my mixer over here, my stand mixer, and I'll go ahead and start it. Now, when I get ready, I'm going to add, and when you do this, you can do whichever portions you want. I typically do 1/4 of a cup to 1/4 of a cup, so equal parts to equal parts. So I'm going to start this in the mixer, and then after I do that, I'm going to put 1/4 of a cup of coconut oil into a pot, and I'm just going to put it on to warm because I don't want it to boil, because we want to keep all the good properties of the coconut oil in it. So I'm not going to microwave it. I'm just going to, because microwaving will kill the good stuff in your coconut oil. So I'm just going to dish out the coconut oil into my pot, and I'm just going to turn it on to warm until the coconut oil actually melts. And once it melts, then we will add it to the raw shea butter that will be going in the mixer. Okay, so I've had this going for a little bit, just while my coconut oil has been melting, and I had it on low, so it took about 10 minutes for it to melt all the way. When it melts, it's just going to look like clear liquid, and you'll be ready to pour it in. So once it's going, you just pour it in like you pour in anything else. And in my mixer, I have to pull it off, I have to stop it occasionally and get it off the sides and stuff. But once you get it mixed in really good and your mixer is going, it's going to it usually takes around 5 to 8 minutes, and it'll start kind of looking like whipped cream. Once it gets like that, it'll be a light and fluffy color. It'll be very white and fluffy. Right now it's still kind of got the yellowish tint, but it will get a white and fluffy color, and that's when you know it's ready, when it's very fluffy looking. So I'm going to get this all off my beater so it will all mix really well, and I'm going to turn it back on and just keep getting it off this side so it all gets good and blended. So I'm going to do that, and that should take about 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, so about 8, maybe 10 minutes into it, we've got it all fluffy and it's good and wet. And I was going to tell you that if you decide you want it more lotion-like, you can add more shea butter to it. And if you want it more wet texture, then you add more coconut oil. And you do want to be sure that you melt the coconut oil, or it's going to give it a very sandy, rough texture. So you want to make sure you melt the coconut oil, and once you get that all together, then you can put it in. I keep a Rubbermaid that I just keep to put all of the bulk of the base cream in, and then I use my jars to spoon it out into the jar and then add my oils to it. Now, when I'm making an eczema cream, I typically add anywhere from 20 to 30 drops of each individual oil, because this is a healing kind of ointment or lotion, and so you want it to be very strong with the oils. If you want to make a pain cream out of it, you do the same thing, and you can always give or take on the oils to whatever fits you best. These are about, I think these are about 4-ounce jars. So the 4-ounce jars is what I typically add the 20 to 30 drops to. If you're going to make a larger amount, you obviously would increase your oils, and if you're going to make a smaller amount, then you obviously decrease your oils. So that's pretty much the gist of making a base cream. I'm fixing to add my base cream to my Rubbermaid, so I have it ready to go. You don't have to store it in the refrigerator. You can store it at room temperature. If you prefer to store it in the refrigerator, that works too. Some people like it to feel cool. So you can make any kind of cream from the base cream, but the base cream is where we always start. So I hope that helps.